Hello, this is Short Me Tina from shortmetina.com doing a video recap for one of our trades, CENX. Believe it or not, this trade did not work out for the community and we were stopped out of this particular trade. I'm doing a video for a couple of reasons. One, obviously to demonstrate transparency. And two, I think there's a lesson to be learned utilizing this trade as an example. So if you go to shortmetina.com and you look, click the tab either Hot Stock Picks or Trade of the Week, you'll see that I did a video recap earlier this week for data, a trade that we were stopped out of. Twitter, ticker symbol TWTR, we were actually stopped out of that as well. And we were successful in our DY trade. So out of those 4 trades, if we were to just isolate those 4 trades that we were active in, either we were stopped out or we took profit in last week, right? Or rather this week, because today's Saturday, we have 4 trades total. We stopped out of 3 and we hit our target at 1. I'll get back to that in a second. But just let's go over really quickly this trade and why I think it serves as a video lesson. So we got into this trade at a buy zone of 16 to 16.50, somewhere around here. In retrospect, this was a very impatient entry. If I had paid more attention to the chart, or if I was less impatient, a blog that or a virtue that I preach that's needed to be a successful investor, I myself didn't practice in this particular trade. So we got in around 16 to 16.50 and our stop was 15.52, right? So we stopped out somewhere around here. So now you have traders, right? They get into a trade, right? So a couple of things. If you're getting into a trade, you should have a plan, right? So you should have a directional plan, right? I believe that this stock can trade either downwards or upwards, right? 1. 2, this serves as the best entry for this stock. 3, I am going to start locking in profits at this price point. 4, when the stock gets to this level, I have been effectively proven wrong on the trade, and so I will get out. And 5 or 6, I am going to allocate, or I'm going to risk X amount of my principal, whether it be a dollar amount or a percentage, and I'm only willing to lose X amount, right? Hence the stop loss. So if you're entering trades, in my opinion, and this is just an opinion, again, I'm no financial advisor, I'm not registered with the SEC. I believe those are things that you should have before you enter a trade. And if you're subscribed to my community at shortmetina.com, I spell it out in black and white, right? This is where I want to buy. This is where I think we're wrong. This is the target that I'm aiming for. This is my position size, etc., etc. So in this particular trade, right, we got in once again at 16 to 16.50. At 15.49, were to stop out of the trade, which I in fact did, or rather the community did, right? Now, for individuals who, once their stop loss is hit, right, and there's times I do this too, but and I'm not going to get into it too much, but if I don't stop out when my stop loss is hit, it's for an important reason, right? I'm looking at other metrics, right? Anyway, so when your stop is hit, for those who say to themselves, well, I'm just going to hold on because I am so, I hold so dearly, to my heart, my thesis and my position that I know that I'm right. Like individuals who cannot accept that they're wrong. Let's look at this particular security, CENX, or this chart to see why that can hurt you and why that can work against your favor. So if we were one of those investors who did not honor our stop and did not get out of this trade at 15.49, look where the stock is sitting at right now. It's sitting at 14.35, one as low as 14.22. So as opposed to being down and out 3%, right, which we locked in, we got out, we were down 3%, we would effectively now be down well over 9%, possibly pushing 10%, right? This is why it's super important to honor your stops, because once that stop is hit, there's no guarantee that that stock is going to go up, right? The stock can continue falling. And in this case, the stock is now trading below our stop loss area. Is 1422 the sort of the low point for this stock? I'm not sure. Based on the chart, I think that the stock actually can go a little bit lower. But if it decides to go lower, you know, that's on the stock. We're out of the trade right now. And the thing about getting out of a trade that has shown that you're not correct on the trade, the thing is, you can always get back into a trade, right? There's nothing that says once you get out of a trade, you can no longer get back in that trade. That's why it should be super easy, or relatively easy. Once your stop is hit, get out the trade, clear your mind mentally, and reassess the chart, right? Reassess your position. So essentially the overall, I guess, point of the overall or overarching point that I'm trying to make in this moment is honor your stops, right? Once your stop is hit, get out the trade. You can always get back in the trade. And for CENX, believe it or not, I have every intentions on getting back into this trade. This time, though, with a more, how shall I say, with a, I guess, better entry point, right? So that's one point that I'm trying to drive home. Honor your stops. I'll say it again. Honor your stops. One more time. Honor your stops. You can always get back into the trade. If we did not honor our stop in this particular trade, CENX, as opposed to being down 3%, and relative to any of our trading accounts, if you're following, you know, my methodology and my rules, that is an insignificant amount, right? Insignificant amount for us, because it's 3% of 10%. Okay, and go to shortmetina.com and I break that down a lot more in our risk reward methodology or formulation. So that was that's the first point I wanted to drill home. And the second point is, like I said, if you go to shortmetina.com, you'll realize, if you go to shortmetina.com, like I said, and you'd realize that we were stopped out of data this week. We were stopped out of Twitter, and we were also stopped out of most recently CENX. And definitely go to shortmetina.com and listen to those videos, because I also have a lot of lessons or teachable moments in the video recap. So once again, it was a very active week for us, stopped out of 3, and we actually hit our target on 1 DY. So at shortmetina.com, we talk about our methodology and our formulation, risking 3% to gain 9%. I always say the best game to play is a defensive one. Your winners are going to take care of themselves. What you want to focus on and what you want to pay attention to at all times are your losses, ensuring that you're mitigating or containing your loss. So this week has been by far our community's worst week in a very long time. And with it being our worst week, we were still able to not lose money. Even though we stopped out of 3, we were right on 1 with our 3 to 9% formulation. That one winner that we gained, we hit our 9% target. And as of last week high, we actually made a little bit over 10% on that stock. Even with that one winner, we were able to absorb or contain the 3 losses and still edge out ahead. This is why I say, right, when you lose, because losses are inevitable, right? It's going to happen. When you lose, ensure that you're not losing much. And when you win, you want to hold on to those winners, because those winners are the ones that are going to take care of the losses, and they're going to help you edge out in terms of profitability. So I want to reinforce that point. Last week was by far our worst week for the entire year, and we still managed to get out with a profit, right? At any rate, and go to shortmetina.com, join our community, read my blogs, share them if you think that they're informational, comment under. I haven't written a new blog in about 2 months, but I definitely have some more coming your way. But yeah, go to shortmetina.com, sign up, become a member. As always, thanks for following and thanks for the support.